Breakfast of Champions. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Dan. This is just a printer. I like printing stuff. I'm going to turn on these printers a while. I have a good bit of printing for those today. Oh, and laminating. Got some covers laminated yesterday. It rained last night. It is nice and cool outside, but it's still warm in here from yesterday. So what I like to do, open up the garage door. Also like to set the fan up to try and push that cool air in here, at least for a little bit before we start warming the place up with printing and laminating. A lot of people ask me what I do about humidity and temperature control, and we do have AC in here, but it doesn't keep up with all the machines, you know, on an 80-degree day. But I try and take advantage of nature and get some of this cool air in there. The reality is too, is once it warms up outside, I'm gonna close the doors down and then try and keep up with it with just the AC running, but get the cold air in there while it's cold. Well, this is a first for me. I've had this problem before on C8000 that used to sit right here where the lower transfer unit here would be in the up position when you're trying to push the transfer unit in. And I heard that sound of the side of the belt catching, and it's strange. I've never had this problem on one of these machines. And I'm always scared of it happening because you'll tear your belt. But I'm just going to hope that manually turning this down, that's its lowest spot. Now we should be able to slide in. So I was starting to see kind of a reddish line there, but it's actually the absence of cyan. So I printed out a test thing. So there's kind of a void here. And this drum, the cyan drum, is ready to be replaced. So I replaced that. And then while I was in there, I cleaned off all the wires, which will help out on this. And then she'll be good to go. She'll run all day. I think that drum had November date on it. It was almost at 200%, so it was ready. That's better. So here's before, here's after. And I got this one running here. If this whole paper debacle would get fixed, I typically run these 6 up on a 13x19, but I'm running them 4 up on 11/17. So they're a little more expensive to make, but not by much. Got the laminator running. Pro printer tip, keep it simple. So this paper was not stacking nicely. All you have to do is increase the angle. So just grab some paper, lift the back up, and then you let gravity stack it nicely. All those empty boxes are kind of making me sad, because when it's gone, I don't have any more 12-point or 10-point C1S. Now, I could get a whole bunch of 8.5 by 11, but who wants that? Oh well. Well, I got the opportunity to fix a book, and oh man, why do people do this? So here's the book, and as soon as the person handed it to me and I held it in my hand, I didn't even have to open it up. I know exactly what the problem is. And if you've been watching this video or this channel for any amount of time, you know I can't stand it when people bind books with the incorrect grain direction. Grain direction needs to run parallel to the spine, because as soon as you go perpendicular to the spine, I mean, it just snaps closed. And what happens is it puts way too much stress on the adhesive, and then it falls apart. So I've never really repaired books, and I don't really like to get into that stuff, but I'm helping a friend out here, and so I would like to just cut this apart. I'm going to glue it together with some PVA glue, and well, maybe get a couple more years out of it. Man. And the thing that's scary about it is I know the paper shortage problem is going to make people bind books incorrectly because paper's just not available. So people are going to keep on churning these books out that are just going to fall apart. Oh, my heart. Now, once I have this apart, I do see part of the problem, I think, was bad adhesive, because this adhesive, I don't know if you're going to be able to see here, it looked like there's a lot of air bubbles in it, meaning it didn't have good surface area. Yeah. So it didn't really make connection to the spine. But, I mean, better adhesive might have made it last longer. Correct grain direction might have made it last longer too. You can kind of see in here, it looks like there were like gaps, there were air bubbles where there wasn't enough head pressure to push that cover up in there. But either way, it's got to get fixed. Now I just want to cut this off so we can put some new glue on there. And yes, my cutter now has googly eyes. That's how you know you work with good people. So I can't really bind this easily on my perfect binder, and unless I make like a new cover, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to use more of a hand binding technique, using PVA glue and a double fan method to make sure that the glue gets coated evenly. So we just need to mobilize this so it can't move easily. And I also want to put paper on that I'm going to tear off and throw out. Now I can already feel this book is probably going to fall apart again, because man, it's just so stiff. That should bend over so much nicer. I mean, here's an example. This is the correct grain direction. Incorrect grain direction. It's just, oh my goodness, I just can't, I don't have words. Okay, anyways, we're gonna fan this both ways to expose not only the top part of the page, but also the left and right side of each sheet. So glue gets around every sheet. Then I'll put another clamp on this, and we'll let that set up, and then I'll probably put some reinforcement and then glue the cover back on it. And by the way, this is the first time I'm doing this, so if there's anybody out there that wants to give me some feedback as far as a better way to do it, let me know. I'm not gonna start offering to do this for customers. It's just really not my business, but it's fun to experiment every once in a while and, you know, see what happens. So now, theoretically, we got glue on all three sides of each sheet. I just want to put pressure on it, let it sit up. And these pieces of paper that I'm putting on it are just to protect the glue from getting on the wood press. Okay, let that sit, and we'll do the rest. Looks pretty good. Now for some reinforcement. Although I don't think reinforcement's really going to help this out. Wrong paper, it's just not going to be that great, but might as well give it a whirl. Okay, I've been thinking that this book is totally going to fall apart again just because of the paper. And I also found out that the cover is the incorrect grain direction as well. And I'm going to solve that by just putting a couple metal stitches in the spine. There's plenty of gutter, and that is going to guarantee this book stays together for years. It's been sitting for a little while. I want to open up, see what she looks like. Should be good. Just need to do a final trim. I might not even be able to trim it that much because there's text really close to the edge of the sheet. Hot dog. That actually looks pretty good. Nice. Well, I'm pretty sure I saved this book's life, and the durability of this binding is like 50 times better than it was with those staples in there. With the stitches in there. And Yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna offer doing this to my customers or for other people. I'd have to charge a lot because it is somewhat labor intensive, but I don't know, it was kind of fun. I enjoy craft time. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.